All right, so this morning I was talking with my research advisor, and just one of the things that I mentioned to him was like, look, you've got some studies that are making some massive impact in this industry, and you have a handful on the pipeline that probably could do the same. The problem is, it's like no one's hearing about them, and I get it. Publishing is one thing, promoting it probably is a whole nother thing, and I don't know if it's like a workload thing or contractual, so forgive me, but like, if you guys aren't going to market this research, let your students do it. I mean, shit, I'll carry that burden. Put me in, coach. And, not more than 15 minutes later, I'm walking back to my car, checking some emails, and right at the top, I see it. Heavy metals in printed rolling papers, which immediately got my attention because right away I knew that's a Lake State study. And sure enough, what do you know? I see Jackson, my very good friend and co-founder of Higher State. His name was right there at the top. So first off, huge shout out to you, Jackson, for helping get this paper the attention that it actually deserves. And this wasn't just some fun little undergrad research project. This literally got day savers to pull SKUs from the market, and it found some elevated levels of copper and other metals within colored or ink printed rolling papers. Now, while Jackson didn't actually play a part in writing the study, he sure as hell made sure it got in front of the right people. People like Harrison Bard, the CEO of Custom Cones, and cannabis researchers like Dr. Riley Kirk, also known as Cannabis here on Instagram and TikTok, along with Dr. Marcus Rogan and Darwin Miller of the ASTM. They all weighed in on this. Now, there was one comment from Riley that stuck with me a little bit. She said it's not super realistic to test every pre-roll in final form, which I totally get it. You can't test every joint. You'll never make a profit that way. And it's hard to test really every batch. But respectfully, I got to push back and disagree here a little bit because I don't think it really is about testing every SKU. Rather, it's about upholding a principle of trust but verify. Since at the end of the day, us as operators, we're the ones who are going to be held accountable and responsible. So verifying your suppliers, whether it be papers, cones, or even vape hardware, that's all on you. And I'm not saying test everything nonstop, but at least if you're going to be switching vendors or material, and maybe haven't tested in a while, what's the harm in sending it in? I mean, personally, I've been there. I thought vape carts were fine until I tested that claim myself, but that study's still under review, so I'm not going to get into that here. It just helps prove the point that if you're going to sell something in this industry, you absolutely need to know what's in it. And I really think that's exactly why schools with cannabis degree programs like Lake State are just so important. It's not just basic chemistry classes. This is applied research that's solving real-world industry problems. It's not going to be like a high school science lab experiments. They're developing actual methods, testing real products, and some of that research is causing companies to kind of rethink what they're putting in consumers' hands. And I think that's what makes this program a little bit different. It's not just an online certificate or generic chemistry degree that they slapped a weed leaf on the syllabus. Now, this is front line of cannabis science and research. And I know this is going to be biased, but if you ask me, it might just be some of the more impactful work happening in this space right now. So Jackson, I know you're watching this, man, and just know that I'm super proud of you, bro. You helped bring this thing to life, and now it's being shared in inboxes across the country. And to everyone else, make sure to check out this article. The link will be in my bio. It's not just a cool little study. This is what cannabis science should look like at the academic level, and we're just getting started here. I'll probably end up doing a full breakdown on this publication over the next few days, so definitely let me know if you want to see that. If you know someone who uses printed or colored rolling papers, definitely make sure to send this to them. Tag them in it. Let's get this information out there because knowledge like this doesn't spread unless we share it. And that's exactly what people like Jackson and I are trying to do here, is hopefully get the point across that the science isn't all out there. There's so much research that still needs to occur and happen in this space. And there's places that are doing just that. We just need to spotlight them a little bit better. And I just want to record a quick little amendment or correction that I noticed while I was actually editing this video. Figured I'd throw it in on the end. I actually take back my kind of disagreement with Dr. Kirk's point because in my 1 hour of sleep last night, my brain decided to not want to read this correctly. And she goes on to say that the blame or the weight needs to be put on everyone in the industry, including rolling paper companies and not just cultivators. So while I still think regulation should require final form testing in some form. Sorry about that, Riley. I should have read this better. I'm with you on that. Everyone in the industry needs to step up. The ancillary companies should be doing testing on their behalf. The operators should be doing testing on their behalf. And the regulators should be holding these companies all across the board to a fair standard.